Okay, let's do this. Let's see how far I can get. Let's get some coins and it's you, my friend. Let's play some Super Mario Bros. On my NES. Anyways, today I'm gonna review a special episode of one of them for the NES games, and that is Mike Tyson's Punch Out. So let's get to it. Greetings, my friend, and welcome back to this new episode of something very revolutionary, special, and memorable nostalgia for everyone else. Today I'm going to review one of the most, if not one of the most famous games for the Nintendo Entertainment System, the mighty Mike Tyson's Punch Out. Mike Tyson's Punch Out. So why this game in the first place? Well, nostalgia value. A lot of my friends, including myself, this is their favorite Punch-Out game. Some might prefer Super Punch-Out on the SNES, but this is the game that everyone remembers, everyone loves in their Nintendo system, and a must-have for the Nintendo Entertainment System, or NES for short. So I'm gonna talk about a little story about it. So why this game came out in the first place. But if you want more detail about the franchise in general, check out Gaming Historian's video for more detail. Anyway, Punch-Out was originally for a boxing game, even a sport game. But the engineer, the team behind the Punch-Out series is R&D free, which is research and developed from the Nintendo Research and Development free. And it was led by the engineer Genyo Takeda. So it was the main leader in the team. Now, normally R&D free doesn't make, well, they make games, but most of their stuff is, you see behind me, they were hardware engineers. They only made hardware consoles, peripherals, add-ons, etc. There was also the famous team that made the Nintendo 64, Game Boy Advance, Wii, DS. They made all kinds of stuff before they dissolved to another stuff for the Nintendo company, of course. So they made a lot of the hardware and some accessories for the Nintendo hardware or consoles. Well, they made games as well, such as Punch-Out, Pilot Wings, Wave Racer, I believe. If I missed, I will put the actual things, the actual games they made in the description. But I will mention the ones I know: Pilot Wings, Punch-Out, and Star Tropic series. Which only one franchise got success, and that was Punch-Out. The other two franchises didn't succeed that well, but at least they were cult classic in my opinion. But this is the one that stands out for the team. Originally, it was an arcade game. Yes, Punch-Out was an arcade game. The idea was that the R&D free team decided to all the extra monitors, Genyo monitors, they were extras. They wanted to some way to use them. Well, Genyo was the idea to use a boxing games. Originally was on all kinds of other games, but in the end they chose as a boxing game. Believe it or not, the art designers Shigeru Minamoto made a lot of decisions in the game. The original arcade game, they were designed for, you have the top of the screen is for the scores and the bottom is the action. Kind of like that's the original premise of the Nintendo DS. Even though the Nintendo DS also came from the Game & Watch series from Gunpei Yokoi, which they came out that idea. So that's why the DS came in. That the trivia. So they made that a specific tournament. You have punch and cover all the stuff. That's typical boxing stuff. But when they decided to put a port of the NES or the Famicom family computer, they couldn't fit the large sprites of the arcade. That was impossible because they were too large. So they had to shrunken down in size with the help of the MMC2 or the Memory Controller Type 2, which is the sequel of the MMC1, which used in Metroid and Kid Icarus. Well, this game used MMC2 and it's the only game that used the MMC2, believe it or not. So the MMC2 allowed to use bigger sprites on the TV. But except for the main character, Little Mac, which it was small because of the limitations of the NES. They had to shrink him down. They made it on purpose to make you feel like the underdog compared to those gigantic boxers. You play as Little Mac, which is the son of Mr. Mac from the arcade. And you're accompanied by your trainer, Doc Lewis, a former heavyweight champion in the past. Now as your trainer, help you to get the title. And you must defeat two champions, Super Macho Man, and of course the main character, the main boss in the box art, Mike Tyson. Now Nintendo, they made a licensee with Mike Tyson to make it more exciting, more interesting, plus more appealing. Because originally the original Punch-Out on the Famicom is slightly different. It's the same character, but the color and all sorts of stuff they were changed. In the final boss is Super Macho Man. And this one is Mike Tyson. By accessing the code, you can do it, but I will warn you, he's tough as nails. One punch, knockout. So as a result, and this game is real rewarding and more enjoyable. Most people prefer the NES version of the arcade game for good reason. The arcade version is good, don't get me wrong, but the trouble is, it's just punch, 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 and that's it. It doesn't have a courage way. It's just boxing. While here, it encourages you to beat your opponent and be the champion, the glory days. This game encourages you to make it better and better and better, plus faster and faster and faster. It's the same. They did the same thing on Super Punch-Out, but not as labor of love as the original Punch-Out of the NES. But don't get me wrong, Super Punch-Out is awesome, but most people prefer this one. And as a result, you punch each character. The characters, some of them came from Super Punch-Out and Punch-Out on the arcade. Those are Glass Joe, Ball and Bull, Mr. Sandman. Those are, you guessed it, from the original Punch-Out on the arcade. On Super Punch-Out, you got Great Tiger, Vodka Drontuski, which is changed the name to Soda Popinski to avoid the usual Nintendo family control. They did this to make the family less suspicious, but in reality it's vodka. But they changed to soda to make appealing for the kids in the houses. They also, and then of course Super Macho Man. Those are the characters that came from the game and put in this game. Of course, they have the main new characters such as Von Kaiser, Pistol Honda, King Hippo, Don Flamenco, which is Spain, and what's the character I'm forgetting? Really, that's about it. Those are the new characters, because the other characters like Pistol Hurricane, which is the original Punch-Out, didn't came until the the next game, Super Punch-Out on the SNES, but that will be for another time. So those are the characters are new for the game. It was made by Makoda, which they made. He was the solo designer of the game. They had to make all the characters onto this. So Genyo Takeda and their team made a great job to make this game. It made it popular. When it came out, this game is sold almost instantaneously as soon as it launched. It's one of the most wanted game in Christmas. Fun fact: Mike Tyson never played it again until much later. Though you can see here, that's him. The reason? Because he was a champion. In 1985, he was the clear champ. That is until the tragedy happened in 1990, after the problem with his wife, then he lost the champion, then the rape act, and really destroyed his career. But that's another drama for another time. So anyhow, he was a real famous guy necessarily. They relaunched the game later on, but they removed the Mike Tyson and they put just Punch-Out. And the Mike Tyson you play as Mr. Dream, but it is Punch-Out, but it's not the same with Mike Tyson in my opinion. I always prefer with him, which is much more rememberable to me as a result. And this game is really awesome, and it still holds up to this very day. Not many sport games are like this. Many of the sport games usually are boring, uninspired, and just gets old real fast. But this one is completely different. It's kind of the same feel with Super Tecmo Bowl, and Blaze of Steel. Some sport games are actually fun, and this is one of them. This is the one I definitely a must have in any collection. It is a criminal not to have this, I'll tell you. Now I'm gonna play this game for quite a bit. Now disclaimer, I'm nowhere near as a champ. When I was a child, I used to be a champion on Punch-Out and Super Punch-Out. I was the fastest kid in this game in the world. I would just wreck the heck out of it. But unfortunately, because I stopped playing the game after a teenager and now as an adult, I'm no longer the fastest and the champion anymore. As a result, my techniques are quite rusty. As a result, I apologize if it doesn't satisfy you. But anyhow, I really enjoy it despite my slow ass speed. But I still enjoy it nonetheless as a result. Anyhow, to the gameplay. enjoyed this video, my friend. It was nostalgia by me. By me, pure nostalgia. Going back to this game and playing it again. Even though I nowhere near the same as a child. Anyhow, do I recommend this masterpiece? Yes, I do, my friend. It is a masterpiece. It must have, and this is one that you must get on your NES collection or any gamer in general to enjoy this. It is just an amazing game in my opinion, and it's my favorite arcade version. I know some people might say the arcade better, but this is the better game in my opinion. Obviously, someday I will do the review of Super Punch-Out, which is the second console in the entire series. So if you want to play something about Punch-Out, well, for the franchise, the last game they released was for the Wii, which is, it was not made by R&D3. R&D3, but by that point on is, they moved on to another team, which, and I will tell them that the group that made the Punch-Out on the Wii, since I don't remember. So if I'll put the name. And those developers putting it out, they grew out on this game, and they made a Wii version almost an exact replica, an exact combination of the original Punch-Out with some new tweaks. And they have one character which I didn't like, that was this little kid, which I disliked it with a passion because it looks stereotypical to me as a result. But the rest of the characters were here. All the characters from the classic Punch-Out, they were here. As well, you can fight with Donkey Kong, but that's on the last level after defeat Mr. Saman, of course. And you can go there and beat the game. And if you want to play the remake, you can do it, or the vanilla classic version. Also, the game is available on the Nintendo Wii. Of course, you can play it on the Wii version, as well the Virtual Console, although you only play the Punch-Out version, not the Mike Tyson version. As a result, you get the Mr. Dream, of course. There's also the Classic Edition, again, just the Punch-Out, not the Mike Tyson one, but you can play over there. Though there's a one thing I will tell you, my friend. Make sure that you, well, this is the game that most people test the latency lag, because on most TVs, when you play this game, it feels sluggish, because this game is meant to play on the zero lag or a CRT TV. So you have to own either a CRT TV or a zero lag LCD TV like mine to provide a better experience. Because if you had a TV that had input lag, you're gonna get wrecked very easily, especially when you're against the bigger ones such as Soda Popinski, Bobo, Mr. Saman, Super Macho Man, or the invincible Mike Tyson. Well, it used to be. Well, they're gonna wreck you if you had a laggy TV. Well, then the Classic Edition is one of those problematics. It plays well, but it feels laggy. And I see a bunch of people test this game on LCD, and it feels laggy. And My Life Again mentioned it out. Now, if you want more story about Punch-Out, check out the video of My Life in Gaming. The link is down below, or you can click on the notification you see up here if you desire. As for the interview of, well, more like in react of Mr. Tyson himself playing this game in Christmas in an interview. Check it out, it's really fun to see him playing Mike Tyson Punch-Out against himself in the game. Check out the link down in the description. You get a hell ton of fun to see it. As a result, it's the classic and a must-have in my opinion. Anyhow, that's it for this video, my friends. I hope you like it, and see you next time. As always, thanks for watching. Have a good day.